6 overnight risks of dehydration in older adults. If you stay with me through this entire video, you'll discover the 6 overnight risks of dehydration that every older adult needs to know. And here's why it matters. These risks don't just creep up silently. Sometimes they strike when you least expect it, turning something as simple as just not drinking enough water into a chain reaction that can affect your sleep, your energy, and even your heart health. By the end, you won't just understand the dangers, you'll walk away with one powerful strategy that can help you feel stronger, clearer, and more in control of your body, starting tonight. You might already know it. It might even seem basic, but the results are out of this world. So whether you're 60, 70, or even 80 and beyond, this isn't just about avoiding a dry mouth. It's about protecting your independence, your memory, and even your balance. Imagine waking up feeling steady, refreshed, and ready for your day instead of groggy, achy, or lightheaded. Stick with me for the next few minutes because what you'll learn here could add real quality to your nights and peace of mind to your days. Risk 1: nighttime confusion and brain fog. One of the first hidden risks of going to bed even mildly dehydrated is what doctors call nocturnal confusion and what most of us simply call brain fog. Picture this. You wake up in the middle of the night, you're not quite sure where you are, you're reaching for the light switch, and for just a few seconds, you feel disoriented. That confusion isn't always just old age. Sometimes it's your brain's desperate way of saying, I don't have enough fluid to keep my neurons firing properly. When the body lacks water, your brain cells literally shrink slightly, making it harder for signals to travel smoothly. For older adults, that can mean increased risk of falls when getting up to use the bathroom, or slower reaction times if you need to steady yourself. Think about how dangerous that can be at 2 in the morning on a dark floor. Here's the part that surprises people. Even mild dehydration, as little as losing 1–2% of your body's fluid, can trigger noticeable changes in focus, memory, and orientation. So if you've ever woken up at night and felt off, it might not be your medication, your age, or even your sleep. It could be your hydration. Stay tuned because in the next segment, I'll share another overnight risk you might never connect to dehydration. Those painful nighttime cramps that seem to strike out of nowhere. Risk 2: nighttime muscle cramps and spasms. Let's talk about something almost every older adult has experienced: that sudden stabbing muscle cramp in the middle of the night. Maybe it's in your calf, maybe it locks up your foot, or even grabs your thigh. And it can leave you sitting up in bed, rubbing your leg, desperate for relief. While cramps can have many causes, dehydration is one of the biggest culprits. Here's why. Your muscles rely on a delicate balance of fluids and electrolytes to contract and relax smoothly. When your body doesn't have enough water, sodium, potassium, and magnesium can slip out of balance. And when they do, your muscles misfire, leading to those painful spasms that yank you out of a deep sleep. The risk goes beyond discomfort. If you leap out of bed too quickly to stretch out a cramp, you could stumble, lose balance, and fall. For someone in their 70s or 80s, a fall at night can lead to broken bones, long recovery times, and loss of independence. The good news? Staying hydrated before bed, even just an extra half glass of water, can reduce your risk of these night-wrecking cramps. It's such a simple change, but it can mean the difference between a peaceful night and a painful one. Up next, I'll reveal a risk that most people overlook: the way dehydration silently strains your heart while you sleep. Risk 3: overnight heart strain. Here's a scary truth. Dehydration doesn't just dry out your mouth. It makes your heart work harder while you're trying to rest. Think of your blood as a river. When you're well hydrated, it flows smoothly, carrying oxygen and nutrients with ease. But when you're dehydrated, that river thickens. The blood gets more concentrated, making it harder for your heart to pump it through your body. Now imagine lying in bed at 2 a.m. Instead of your heart resting and recovering, it's straining against thicker blood, pushing harder than it should. For older adults, especially those with high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or heart disease, this extra strain can raise the risk of nighttime heart palpitations, chest tightness, or even cardiovascular events. What makes this even trickier is that you may not feel dehydrated. You might not be thirsty, but if you went to bed without enough fluids, your heart could be silently struggling while you sleep. Some people wake up feeling unusually tired, even after a full night of rest, not realizing their hearts spent the night working overtime. So while water might seem too simple to matter, it's actually one of the most powerful medicines for your heart, especially overnight. In the next segment, I'll uncover another hidden danger: how dehydration increases nighttime bathroom trips, robbing you of deep, restorative sleep.
Risk 4. Frequent nighttime bathroom trips. It might sound strange, but dehydration can actually increase how often you wake up at night to use the bathroom. Many people assume drinking less water will mean fewer bathroom trips. But in reality, your body gets stressed when it doesn't have enough fluid, and your kidneys overcompensate by producing more concentrated urine. The result? You find yourself waking up again and again, shuffling to the bathroom, breaking up your sleep cycles. For older adults, this is especially dangerous because every nighttime trip is an opportunity for a fall. Poor lighting, dizziness from getting up too fast, and weak balance all raise the risk. And here's something most people don't realize. Poor sleep from constant waking can directly affect memory, mood, and even blood sugar the next day. So dehydration isn't just stealing your water, it's stealing your rest. When you restore hydration, the kidneys function more smoothly, the urine is more balanced, and bathroom trips often decrease. You sleep longer, deeper, and more peacefully. That's why it's so important to manage fluid intake wisely. Not too much, not too little before bed. Next up, we'll look at another overnight risk of dehydration: how it weakens your immune defenses while you sleep, leaving you vulnerable to illness. Risk 5. Weakened overnight immune defense. Your immune system doesn't shut down while you sleep. It actually works overtime, repairing tissues and fighting off infections. But when you're dehydrated, this system doesn't have the fuel it needs to protect you. Think about it. Your body uses fluids to circulate white blood cells, remove waste, and regulate temperature. If there isn't enough water, these processes slow down. For an older adult, that can mean higher chances of catching colds, infections, or waking up feeling run down. One of the most overlooked signs is waking up with a dry mouth or sore throat. That dryness isn't just uncomfortable. It can weaken the natural defenses in your throat that block bacteria and viruses. And in today's world, with so many concerns about respiratory health, that's a risk none of us can afford to ignore. Even something as simple as a urinary tract infection can become more likely overnight if your body isn't flushing properly. For seniors, those infections can quickly turn serious. The bottom line? Hydration isn't just about comfort. It's your body's frontline defense. When you give your immune system the fluids it needs, you're arming yourself to stay stronger, healthier, and more resilient. Coming up next, we'll explore a risk that's not just about health, it's about safety. The way dehydration increases your risk of nighttime dizziness and dangerous falls. Risk 6, dizziness and dangerous falls at night. Falls are one of the greatest risks facing older adults, and dehydration quietly makes that risk much higher. Here's why. When your body lacks fluid, your blood pressure can drop suddenly when you stand up. This is called orthostatic hypotension, and it can leave you feeling dizzy, lightheaded, or even cause you to faint. Now imagine it's 2 in the morning. You stand up to walk to the bathroom and suddenly the room spins. That one dizzy spell could lead to a fall, a hip fracture, or a head injury. For many seniors, a single fall can completely change the course of independence. Even if you don't fall, nighttime dizziness increases anxiety. You may start avoiding moving around or rush because you feel unstable, which only makes accidents more likely. Hydration helps maintain blood pressure balance, keeps circulation steady, and reduces that risk. It's such a simple protective step. And yet, so many older adults underestimate how vital it is. Now, we've just covered the 6 biggest overnight risks of dehydration, but don't go anywhere because in the next segment, I'll share something powerful. And if you're watching up to this point, I want you to do me a quick favor. Type 1 down in the comments so I know you're here and paying attention. First, thank you for sticking with me this far. If you've typed 1 in the comments, I see you and I appreciate you. Your interaction helps me keep making content that supports older adults and their families. Now, let's take everything we've covered: the confusion, the cramps, the heart strain, the bathroom trips, the weakened immune defenses, and the risk of falls, and go deeper. Because knowing the risks is only half the story. The other half is understanding why they happen, how to spot them early, and what simple changes can protect you every single night. And here's where it gets exciting. You might already know some of these tips. They might even sound basic. But the way we put them together can completely transform the way you feel when you wake up in the morning. The results are truly out of this world. In the next few segments, I'll share real-life examples, surprising insights, and practical solutions that can help you not just survive the night, but actually thrive through it. So let's move into the deeper side of this conversation: how dehydration silently ages the body faster and what you can do to slow it down. The silent aging effect of dehydration. Here's a truth very few people talk about. Dehydration accelerates aging, not just in the way your skin looks, but in how your organs, joints, and brain function over time. For older adults, every night of poor hydration isn't just a rough sleep, it's a slow wear and tear on the body. Cells need water to repair themselves. Your joints rely on fluid to stay cushioned. Your digestive system needs water to keep things moving smoothly. Without it, everything stiffens, slows, and struggles. That's why some older adults wake up achy, stiff, or even constipated. Dehydration magnifies these problems overnight. What's worse, when this becomes a pattern, it chips away at independence. Aches turn into chronic pain, mild memory slips become more noticeable, and fatigue creeps in. It's like watching the clock of aging tick faster. But here's the silver lining. Hydration can actually slow that clock. Research shows that older adults who consistently stay hydrated experience sharper cognition, fewer hospitalizations, and even longer lifespans. That's how powerful this one daily habit can be. In the next segment, I'll take you inside the brain and reveal how water at night can protect memory and reduce the risk of age-related decline.
Memory, clarity, and brain protection. The brain is made of nearly 75% water. When even a little is missing, the first thing you feel is mental fog. But over time, chronic dehydration can do more than make you forget where you put your keys. It can increase the risk of long-term cognitive decline. For older adults, this is critical. Studies show that dehydration is linked to confusion, delirium, and even hospital visits for what looks like dementia, but is actually reversible with proper hydration. That's how powerful water is for the brain. Think of it like oil in a machine. Without enough, gears grind, parts wear down, and everything slows. But when you give your brain enough fluid, the gears of memory, focus, and clarity move smoothly again. That's why something as simple as sipping water before bed and keeping a glass nearby can make a noticeable difference in how sharp you feel in the morning. Some people even report clearer dreams and deeper sleep. So, if protecting your independence and mental sharpness matters to you, hydration is not optional. It's essential. Next, let's look at how dehydration at night impacts something many older adults struggle with: blood sugar and morning energy. Blood sugar swings and morning fatigue. Did you know that dehydration can affect your blood sugar levels? It's true. When you don't drink enough water, your body produces more stress hormones like cortisol. These hormones can make blood sugar harder to control, which is especially risky for older adults with diabetes or prediabetes. At night, this means your body might struggle to keep blood sugar steady. You might wake up feeling unusually tired, groggy, or even shaky. Some seniors chalk this up to just getting older, but in reality, part of the problem is often dehydration. Even if you don't have diabetes, unstable blood sugar affects morning energy. Instead of waking refreshed, you feel drained, like you didn't sleep at all. And that fatigue carries into your day, affecting everything from your mood to your motivation to stay active. By simply maintaining hydration before bed, you're helping your body regulate sugar levels more smoothly, giving you more energy when you wake up. Coming up, I'll explore another overlooked link: how dehydration at night worsens joint pain and stiffness in the morning. Joint pain and stiffness. If you've ever woken up in the morning and felt like your knees or hips were locked in place, dehydration could be part of the problem. Joints are cushioned by synovial fluid, a slippery, water-based substance that helps bones glide smoothly. When you're dehydrated, that cushion thins and movement feels rougher. For older adults already living with arthritis, even mild dehydration can amplify pain and stiffness overnight. That's why mornings often feel harder. The body has gone hours without fluids, and your joints are literally drier. But here's the hopeful part. Restoring hydration before and after sleep can reduce that stiffness. Think of it like oiling a rusty hinge. The difference might not happen overnight, but with consistency, you may notice easier mornings, fewer aches, and more freedom of movement. It's not just about comfort, it's about independence. The more mobile you feel in the morning, the more confident you'll be staying active during the day. In the next segment, I'll reveal how dehydration at night doesn't just affect how you feel inside, it shows on the outside too, especially in your skin and appearance. Skin, appearance, and overnight hydration. They say beauty is only skin deep, but your skin tells the story of your hydration. For older adults, dehydration overnight can make skin look more wrinkled, saggy, or dull in the morning. Here's why. Water helps plump up skin cells, making them more elastic. Without it, fine lines look deeper and dryness is more pronounced. You might even notice flaky patches or irritation. It's not about vanity, it's about health. The skin is your body's largest organ, and when it's dehydrated, it's also more vulnerable to irritation, bruising, and slower healing.
For seniors, especially those on medications that already thin the skin, this risk is significant. On the flip side, consistent hydration supports healthier looking, stronger skin. Many people notice a brighter, more refreshed appearance simply by drinking more water before bed and in the morning. So if you want to wake up not only feeling better and looking fresher, water is the cheapest beauty treatment you'll ever find. Next, let's talk about another overlooked area: digestion, constipation, and why dehydration at night makes mornings harder. Digestion and constipation. Your digestive system is like a conveyor belt, and water is what keeps it moving. When you're dehydrated, that conveyor belt slows down, leading to constipation, bloating, and discomfort. For older adults, this can be especially problematic because digestion naturally slows with age. Combine that with common medications that cause dryness, and you've got a recipe for uncomfortable mornings. Constipation doesn't just affect the body, it affects mood, energy, and even appetite. And because everything in the body is connected, digestive issues can worsen sleep quality too. But the fix is straightforward. Proper hydration supports smoother digestion and more regular bowel movements. A glass of water before bed and again first thing in the morning can make a surprising difference. It's one of those basic habits that keeps the entire body working better, and it's especially important at night when your system is naturally slowing down. Coming up, I'll share how dehydration at night doesn't just affect health, it can even affect your safety in emergencies.
Safety in emergencies. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night because of an emergency, a fire alarm, a fall, or a sudden health crisis. In those moments, you need to think clearly, move quickly, and act safely. But dehydration can rob you of that ability. When you're dehydrated, your reflexes slow down, your balance is shakier, your thinking is cloudier, and in a real emergency, those extra seconds of confusion or hesitation can make all the difference. This is one reason why hospitals often find older adults arriving dehydrated after emergencies. It wasn't the event alone, but the lack of hydration that made the response harder. So, when you stay hydrated at night, you're not just preparing for a good sleep, you're preparing for anything life might throw your way. It's like a quiet insurance policy you give yourself every single evening. Now, we're almost at the end, but don't miss the next part, because in the next segment, I'll reveal the most effective method to protect yourself from all these risks, starting tonight. Building anticipation. We've covered a lot together, from confusion to cramps, from heart strain to dizziness, from mood to digestion. You've seen how dehydration sneaks into almost every part of life, especially at night. And now you may be wondering, what's the best way to actually fix it? What's the single most effective method to protect yourself without overcomplicating things? That's exactly what I'm about to share. And I promise, it might sound simple, it might even seem basic, but the results are absolutely out of this world. So stay with me, because this next part is where it all comes together. The most effective method. Here it is. The simplest, most effective way to protect yourself from overnight dehydration is to build a hydration routine that matches your body's natural rhythm. That means drink a full glass of water in the late evening, at least 1 hour before bed, so your body absorbs it without waking you too often. Keep a small glass by your bedside in case you wake up thirsty.
Rehydrate immediately in the morning with another full glass to replenish what you lost overnight. Adding in foods with high water content like cucumbers, oranges, or soups can also keep hydration steady without overwhelming your bladder. The magic isn't in drinking gallons of water, it's in staying consistent every single day. Seniors who follow this rhythm often report fewer cramps, deeper sleep, steadier mornings, and sharper thinking. This one routine has the power to reduce all 6 overnight risks we've talked about. And best of all, it costs nothing. Just a glass, a little awareness, and the decision to put yourself first. So let's bring this full circle. You now know the 6 biggest overnight risks of dehydration for older adults: confusion, cramps, heart strain, bathroom trips, weaker immunity, and dizziness leading to falls. You've also learned how it impacts aging, memory, mood, digestion, and even safety. But here's the most important point. Hydration is not just about comfort. It's about protecting your independence, your clarity, your safety, and your future. And the best part? You can start tonight. One simple glass of water could be the difference between a restless night and a restorative one. Now, here's what I want you to do. If this video has opened your eyes, type 2 in the comments below. That way, I know you're ready to take action. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with a friend or loved one. Because the more we spread this message, the more lives we can improve one glass of water at a time. Remember, you might already know it. It might even seem basic, but the results of consistent hydration, especially at night, are truly out of this world. Stay hydrated, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.